The then state of the Tuesday parent. Oh,
Welcome to the Parents Lounge.
welcome to the Parents Lounge. Welcome to another edition of the Parents Lounge. We have a fantastic show for you tonight. So we can bring the music down a little bit, I think, right? We have an exciting show for you tonight. It's going to be unlike what you may have thought was coming. We had a guest, this wonderful woman. She was a writer. She was unable to do it live tonight, so we actually pre-recorded the show, and we were just going to play it as a pre-recorded, like Saturday Night Live on the West Coast, right? Where it's not really live, it's pre-recorded. But half the fun of this Tuesday show is the fact that we do it live, and it kind of came out of another show that a friend of mine and I did during the pandemic. Thursday night, Jason joined me. We had a hang in a private group called the Dadlands, and it was just like 30 guys, and we just sat in there, and I talked to everybody. And we talked to all these parents who weren't celebrities. Some were just normal working people and trying to raise their kids. And it made everybody feel better because we all got in there. And it was the crazy pandemic. We were homeschooling, doing insane stuff. And we would talk to each other, 30 of us. And it was cathartic, right, Jason? I mean, it was crazy. You would hear stories that would make you go, oh, I guess my life's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, it really did. Like there were weeks, and there were people could kind of champion your struggle, which was awesome.
That was what was kind of cool. And it was, it takes a village, and it takes a village to help ease our it feels like we're kind of getting towards an endemic where people are getting a little saner, like the mask mandate might be over nationwide very soon, which hopefully is happening. But raising kids is brutal. And so today was kind of a reminder that, you know what, let's kind of get back to the roots. And so we're going to start doing the pre-recorded stuff on a Thursday night show and put it up as a pre-recorded show. Super fun, great to watch. And then Tuesday night, we're going to always keep live. And what we're going to do tonight is you, the viewers, are the guests. So within all the posts that we put out on the Parents Lounge and Dadlands, Dadpocalypse with Jamie Kaler, we also put the link to actually join the show into the first comment of the post. And we already people have come in.
Yeah, it's super exciting. I'm super, because some of them we've never met.
I know.
We've never met them before, so we actually are going to put faces.
And people comment every week, and we read their comments and stuff, but we're going to let people in. But listen, there's a short leash, which is what we did in the Dadlands, because we were on a limited time budget, and we, of course, want to get to everybody. So do us a favor. We're going to do our little opening, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk to a bunch of people as they come into the show. Parenting, just real parent. I think it's going to be a night of parenting horror stories that are going to make us all feel way better our life choices. But it does take a village. So do us a favor. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, because you'll get updates as to when the new shows are coming out. We're starting to do more shows. And if you're on Facebook, please follow the Parents Lounge page. And if you're listening to this on iTunes, then please subscribe to that and review. Whatever it is, please. We're middle-aged dudes who are trying desperately to raise our children. So help us out. That's it. I think I'm going to pour a glass of wine. Okay. We're going to do the opening song. I think it gives everybody like a minute and a half, Jason, right?
Yeah, about a minute and a half, yep.
Everyone has about 90 seconds to go get a cocktail, find the link on any of our pages, even Kate Mulligan, Mulligan's coming in, and then click on the link. If watch for a while, be sure you want to come in, and then click on the link. We'll see you in the green room. We'll bring you in. Have a crazy story ready to talk about your kids. That's really what this is about. It's a chance to share and say, oh my God, you're not going to believe what happened today to my kids, which is that's the whole show, right? So I guess that's about it. We love this. I'm so excited for tonight. This is honestly this is kind of the show I always wanted to do. So I'm pretty excited. I always wanted to be Phil Donahue and just talk to people. So it's super fun. Jason, what do you say? You ready?
Let's do this.
Boom! Could have homes on separate coasts, go dive in Greece with squids. Could have been so bleeping rich, but instead we had kids. They won't smile for a photo, they won't eat the food we choose. That's why we're heading to the Parents Lounge, to drown ourselves in
booze. Every day we're more exhausted, we haven't slept in years. They hit me in the nuts so bad, my eyes filled up with tears. And yes, we'd like to fake our death and go off of the grids, but the truth is we are softies and we truly love our kids. So join us every Tuesday night to laugh at all our pain. Evening in the Parents' Lounge is the cure to staying sane.
Oh my gosh, Mulligan, you went straight up, red lipstick, huh?
What's the elevator music playing right
I
now?
know. Now the music has to come off when the show starts. It's just for the opening. It was an opening Zen type of StreamYard.
Okay.
We started. It said, "Hey, you want some music?" And we said, "Sure, we'll try music." And we did it.
I like that. Okay, great. Well, turn it off. Okay.
I forget it's there. It's so new. Like I just have not. I'll get it.
I'm very present. I don't know if you guys noticed. By the way, we have to redo the opening because they hit me in the balls so hard. We got to really account for it. They slammed my balls into a toilet seat so bad I had to go to the ER. Right, Jason?
Did I do something to you that you've decided that I need to be your punching bag today?
No, he didn't go to an ER, I don't think. Did you go to the ER?
Yes, of course he did.
For your balls?
He got and his dick.
You went to the
It
ER?
was not okay. It was not all right.
I missed that part of the story.
This is me supporting you, not making fun of you. I don't think that opening is strong enough to go through the pain of what you went through.
Well, the opening was written pre-ER, so and I'm mostly back to. Well, they'll never be normal again, but
You had when they your 6-year-old took the bolts out of the toilet seat is the guess.
Yes.
And so when you sat on it, you slid off. And
it was like a bobsled. I was like, it was Cool Runnings.
Did you luged it? You luged it, and so the toilet seat crunched your balls on the way down.
It got everything.
Everything.
Oh, the bean, Frankston beans.
The Queen's Gambit.
Yes, exactly. I said it.
It got the bishop. It got the bishop and the 2 rooks.
It got the king's staff.
The bishop took the worst of the damage.
The bishop. So let me ask you: when you go talk us through your trip to the emergency room, when she's
I'll
like,
be the nurse.
"Can I help you?"
Well,
I'll be the nurse. Jason, let me be the nurse.
Let Mulligan. I love. By the way, why can't a guy be a nurse?
A guy can. Jamie, you be
Why
the nurse.
can't you be the doctor?
Okay, I'll be the doctor. Jamie, you're the nurse. Go ahead.
It was a female.
Hi, can I help? Why? I'm not sure why the nurse was effeminate at that point. I'm not. So hey, here's the doctor. Just talk to her.
Hi, what's going on?
Very thorough nurse.
Hi, what's going on? We got a lot of people here. What's up?
So, okay, I'm gonna be. I'll just lay it on the line for you. My son played a prank, and which he removed the bolts from our toilet seat.
Okay.
It escalated quickly. My business got caught in there, hence why I'm wearing these pajama pants. Because I can't have anything touching.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Hey, Larry, you gotta get in here. We got one. Bring Sue.
Is it really necessary? I mean,
Mary, we got a bleeder.
We got a bleeder. Code ball. I mean, that's first of all, I am no stranger to having to show my genitals because I have to do it every time.
For personal reasons.
I'm not sure I would want a woman doctor. I'm not going to show my bruised phallus to a woman doctor. I'm like, listen, I love showing it to women in general.
I'm a bit of an exhibitionist. I'll show anybody.
It's a weird thing, but as far as I know, isn't that a weird? I always am amazed when a woman goes to a male gynecologist.
Why? Because I mean, yeah.
Because if I was a woman, I would want to go to a woman.
I don't know that it's not. Listen, I'll just put it this way.
Jenny Elizabeth says because we're ladies, and that's what we do.
That's exactly right. But I mean, Jason, you had to get stitches, right?
I don't want to talk about this.
Okay,
dude, we need detail. Now, first of all, we also need to know that didn't everything blow up when you had your vasectomy?
different. It
Really
did different way.
coconut balls.
So everything was engulfed in a watermelon-like infection.
Oh, you poor thing.
I'll never eat watermelon again. That's
No
watermelon.
It was not good. Like I literally, when Violet in Willy Wonka.
Yes. Yeah.
That.
I mean, you had to go to the dude. I would say most guys, we would have to be, because obviously I've been kicked in the balls so badly, like in sports or other things, but I've never gone to a hospital. You have to be seriously injured to take your fruit and junk to the hospital and go, hey, you need to take a look at this. I think I did some serious damage.
Well, yeah. So now we know he did some serious damage.
So, was there stitches? Did they stitch your?
He said he did. He said he didn't want to talk about it.
Yes, Taylor. Yes. All right. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Was it? Is the Crown Royal bag neatly? Did he use some perfect gold stitching to?
Well, I'm going to be honest. There's a little bit of Jack Skellington thing going on right now.
Dude, I didn't know you got.
What's this? What's this?
What was I supposed to tell you? Hey, Kaler, I got my balls stitched up.
It's exactly what you, dude. If it was me, I would be show. I would show you photos and go, "That's my balls," and they're all stitched up.
You and I, we had
wait. Genevieve Elizabeth says my BFF got bit by a spider down there, and his balls blew up like nobody's business.
Listen,
mine was less spider bitey and more vasectomy. And I remembered because the doctor said to me, he's like, "Don't worry, there's a 1% chance anything will go wrong with this." And I was like, "Yeah, well, there was a 1% chance that we could have had twins. There was a 1% chance that my wife could have had a stroke."
All right,
Something's going to happen.
A horrific story. I'm going to tell you a horrific story from my Navy days.
I would like.
I met someone who worked in the JAG Corps, and they had all these photos of like gruesome events or whatever. So this guy had gone to the hospital, and his his scrotum was ballooned up like a basketball. And they were like, "What the hell's happened?" Just a mess. And he walks in, and they don't know what's happening. And
John Patrick Murphy's.
They take an X-ray of it, and they can see staples. And finally, they get it out of the guy. He had been pleasuring himself with a belt sander and had ripped himself open and was so embarrassed that he just took a stapler and stapled it, thinking it would go back and be like, yeah, I'm sure that'll be totally fine. And the person that was showing me the photos, I was like, oh my God, there's humans like that? And they go, yeah, you wouldn't believe the people who go to like the emergency room. Right now there's a doctor somewhere having cocktails at a bar going, this dude came in, he said his toilet seat slipped off his toilet.
Yeah. Well, Jamie, do you remember when I told you the story when the bat got in the bedroom and it bit me in the ass? And he used his personal phone and he took a picture. And I was like, that's not a hospital issued phone. What is he doing?
Have you heard this story where he got? You should tell the story. I don't think you've told it on the show.
I did a long. It was a long time ago.
You did it super live, and even I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" Tell Mulligan this crazy ass story.
Yeah. So we were doing renovations on the house. When I was three years ago now, because it was right before the twins were born. It was just around Christmas time, and we had this rare December Pennsylvania day when it got up to 70 degrees.
Okay.
And bats in this area hibernate during the winter.
Okay.
At a 70-degree day, some of them get awake. And the contract,
some of them get awake.
Yeah. They get woke. And then so unbeknownst to us, one of them came down through where the plastic had been left open by the contractor and got into the house.
Okay.
I got up, I took the dogs out.
Okay.
And I turned the light on. Bats hate light. And I went out, I took the dogs out, I came back and I was like, fuck it, I'm going back to bed for like 15 minutes. I laid down and my wife goes, "What is it? What is that noise?" And I'm like, "I can't hear you. I don't want to hear you. I'm only hearing the next voice I want to hear is from Alexa telling me I absolutely have to get up." like, what is that noise? But then I heard it too. And it was
No.
like,
No.
and I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, he sounds really, whatever it is really pissed off. And she's like, where is it coming from? And I'm listening. She's like, it sounds like it's near you. And I moved Mulligan just slightly, and this wing comes out from under my ass cheek like Batman. And I'm like, Melissa, it's under my ass. I'm sitting on it. And I can hear him, and he's really fucking mad. He was fucking furious. And I'm wearing mesh shorts.
Classic.
And so
wait, back up. We were wearing mesh.
Yes, that's how the teeth got through.
Like a half tee mesh shorts?
No, the shorts were mesh. Like, you know what they, like gym
Like
shorts.
this, like this.
Thank you, Kate.
But he said mesh. Like you.
It is mesh.
Isn't that?
Yes, no.
It's
What
like
is that called?
Jersey.
Yeah, all right. So
like
Jersey.
a dude from 1988 at spring break in Fort Lauderdale. You know, that's mesh. All right, whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt the story because I'm laughing so hard. Okay, go.
Okay.
So I say to my wife, I'm like, we got to deal with this. And she's like, should I call the cops? And I'm like, yes, call Officer O'Reilly, get him down here. I'm sure he can help me out. I'm like, I'm going to need you to help me. My wife left the room, Kate, and didn't come back. She's standing outside the door. But what she had forgotten to do was wake Jace, who was also sleeping in the bed. So Jace wakes up, he sits up, he pops up, he's like got bedhead. He's like, what's going on here? And I'm like, buddy, I'm gonna need your help right now. And he underneath my ass, all I can hear is
Can you feel it? Is it writhing?
yeah, I can. He was wriggling.
And you knew it was you knew it was a bat. You didn't think it was a bird or a mouse.
No, they have a very distinct wing.
Oh!
So I say to my son, I'm like, I'm going to need you to get Daddy 2 pillow pets, and we're going to trap this bitch and get him out of here. And my wife is just yelling orders from outside the door. I'm like, you can't get the kid. No, I'm not opening this door. I'm not open. I'm like, our son is in here. But he got the pillow pets for me. And I jumped up, and he at that moment was disoriented. He tried to fly. It was not pretty.
Well, he was on your ass for a while. He thought like he was breathing. He was like.
So I got him between the pillow pets. I tell my wife to open the door. She refuses. She's like, do you have him securely? I'm like, yes, I do. I need to get him out of here. And I took him outside and I let him free. I was not aware, because I had been in contact with him, that I was supposed to keep it so that he could be tested for rabies. So the day before Christmas or day after Christmas or whatever it was, my wife, the CDC tells us all of us have to go and get the rounds of rabies shots because we didn't know how long he'd been in there. So my wife is 8 months pregnant with the twins, has to go through 4 rounds of rabies shots.
It's probably
and it's based on weight. And I don't know if you didn't know this. I like me a sandwich. I love me a sandwich. I had to have more shots. 4 sets of 4. I had 16 rabies shots.
It's probably why your twins are, one of them super evil. It's probably from the rabies shots. Is my guess.
He's part. He's got that. Yeah.
It's something in Cujo. I remember something in Cujo that said something like that.
Yeah. So here's the thing here. The doctor. He's like, we do need to check to make sure it didn't bite you. And he's like, no, oh no, here it is. He did bite you. So,
you didn't feel a bite on your ass?
And you didn't feel it.
You remember during the live show, I slipped and I said, well, over the years, my ass has taken a pounding. I didn't mean to say it that way.
Yeah,
and Kaler wouldn't drop it the rest of the show.
I mean,
I totally forgot that, dude. That's funny. Unlike you, Mulligan. He said, oh, my ass over the years took a pounding, and I stood up, I grabbed the microphone, I was like, let's talk about that for the next 15 minutes. And that was the callback. Every time something else happened, I was like, well, you did I get your ass pounded at some point?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't. I feel like that one story alone, Jason, makes your life unbelievable. Then you add in all of them.
Head over to the Bat Lounge. I want to hear his dude. By the way, Murphy's other comment, he goes, this is our buddy Sean, who jumped into our Instagram live, another actor buddy of mine. He goes, I thought I had my grapes flipped on the vine once, hurt like hell, went to the hospital.
I'll tell you what, I had a friend who had a torsion. That is no J-O-K-E.
Had a what?
A torsion.
Torsion.
A torsion's when your testicles get
it flips around.
Like they get twisted.
Well, that never happened.
Circulation.
Thought I had my grapes flipped on the vine. Actually, Sean, go hit the link.
Yeah, Sean, come in. What are we doing here?
Brian's in. All right. Brian, I think I have to get some Girl Scout cookies to Brian at some point. Hey, listen, let's bring in our first guest.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen.
We should actually no. We gotta come up with a fake bio. We gotta Mulligan, you hit it.
I got it.
This one.
I got it.
Okay.
Our first guest knows every word to Danny Boy and can play it on her accordion. You know her from such movies as Belfast, where she co-starred alongside Kenneth Branagh, who's up for a director nomination. You may also know her from having the same name as two of my aunts. Please welcome to the show, Maureen O'Malley.
Hey.
And my husband just came home with booze.
Yeah. Also, there's all the laundry I have to fold, everybody.
You have him trained extremely well, Maureen.
Sorry, what?
You have your husband trained extremely well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's service for you.
Yes.
So, Maureen, you have one child, I believe, right?
Yeah, I have one little girl.
How old is she?
She just turning 2 in April.
Hey. Ooh.
And how's it going? I see. Basically you're in front of his little beer shrine.
No, it's our bar.
It's our bar.
Okay.
He said with some indignation in the back.
I mean,
That's our bar.
Irish.
Want to come and
To the Irish, a bar is a beer shrine. Really,
Yeah.
it's a place of pilgrimage. So, what's the craziest thing that you? Well, I mean, we just heard a crazy Jason slept on a bat story. I love your husband sneaking in the background.
Just like, you're not even sneaking.
It was
He's
more
like,
of a
"Hey, what's up?"
spooning than a slap.
Yeah.
Any crazy stories? I mean, we're way past 2, all of us. We're looking back at you, kind of laughing, knowing what's in your future.
Yeah.
So yes, I did.
He's okay.
Also,
the attitude your husband just took with. Did you finish the wine too? Is that what you've been up to since I went running errands for us? All right, Maureen.
Why else is the wine in the house if it's not to be drunk? It's
Thank
kind of his fault for not being there when you drank it. That's on him.
Yep. Okay.
Responsibility for the wine in the house, sir.
In his defense, we live in Utah, and he has to go to a liquor store that's 45 minutes. 45.
He has to get on a plane. He has to fly into San Jose.
I was gonna say he has
Get
to
off
go to Nevada.
in a car, drive down to San Luis Obispo, his favorite liquor store.
So I guess the craziest story I have actually happened on Sunday. My daughter is she has a big girl bed now. She has decided she wants to sleep in the big girl bed, and so she wouldn't nap on Sunday at all. And I had to. I was meeting up with a mom friend of mine, and I thought it was going to be a mom and her daughter, and her and I and my daughter, we all were going to have like a mom's date, like a play date. So I took my daughter with us. She hasn't napped. She's just not having it. I get to the coffee shop that I was meeting this mom at, and her daughter wasn't there.
Oh no.
It ended up being a mom. It was supposed to be a mom date, but so I had my daughter who hadn't napped, was losing her, was just like blah. And so I'm meeting this mom. My daughter's just like kind of wants to play. My daughter escaped, so I had to have her on a stroller that we have, and it's just as I'm spending time with mom, and it was like, okay, my daughter's just getting more just like amped up, wants it out. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, it's so nice meeting you. We have to get together again, blah, blah. As I walk my child, and as we walk out and we go to our car, and I lift my daughter up, her diaper has exploded.
Oh.
It's all over the back of the stroller.
Oh.
And I don't have anything in my purse, my mom bag, to really clean it up. So I'm like, okay, this is like probably like a 10-minute drive home. So I just put her in the car. We drive. And of course, I hit every single red light on my way home.
Yeah, of course. Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I finally get home. I had originally thought of stopping off at Target with her because I thought she'd been pretty good at the beginning, and then like I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll get you a toy. And I get home, and I take her out, and there's poop in the car seat, on the back of her chair, on the back of her everything.
Yeah. No, all of us are like, that's not a crazy.
That's par for the course.
That's Tuesday to us.
That's a Tuesday, but yeah.
Tuesday. And a regular, that's
So
something.
we
That was
don't.
on a plane for me. Anybody else that happened on a plane?
We don't have a garage, so we have to walk from a parking lot area to our house. And she has in the back of her clothes and everything. And my daughter's just happy as can be, just content as ever.
Yeah, she finally got that shit out.
And so I'm walking her, and I'm just like, I can just see it all. And I get into my house. My husband is inside, and I'm like, the diaper exploded. We need to throw her in the bath, and I need to just disinfect everything. And so my husband changes her, gets her up to the bath. I basically disinfect the entire downstairs. I disinfect everything. Mind you, again, she has not napped. She's completely exhausted. She's just a terrorist. And this is around 3. And normally she has dinner around 5, and she'll go to bed around like 6:30, 7. So she wants to nap, but I can't let her nap.
No.
Because
then she won't sleep.
She won't sleep. So we make dinner. My husband made an amazing dinner with steak and cauliflower. It was fantastic.
More alcohol. There's alcohol involved.
Yeah.
My daughter refused to eat it. She only wanted strawberries.
Okay.
Salami slices.
Yep, that wasn't being offered, but okay.
She has a very eclectic palate.
Yeah, she's a little bougie.
Bougie kid.
And
we're gonna have to start editing some stories. Does she pull out a poop gun and shoot poop at you? Like, if this is the craziest story that's happened to you, and it's not until she's 2. This
was this week. The most crazy.
It's this week.
Her
Wow,
story is crazy.
you're doing good. I mean, you're doing really well.
Her birth story is crazier.
I have a bit on my album where my dog pissed in my mouth, so I don't. There's no story that.
Maureen, how does your car smell now?
It smells like Febreze.
Okay.
And
great.
So she's obsessed with Bluey right now.
Oh yes,
excellent. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And after dinner, all she does is point at the TV and she could go Bluey, 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 Bluey. I'm like, no, we're playing for a little bit. Sorry, my cat. No. And so we're watching Bluey, and she's just falling asleep. And we're like, no, you have to stay awake. We can't.
You're like,
here's some. Yep, you shake them. You shake them at that point. Yeah.
It's okay to shake.
Aren't you supposed to not do that?
In the morning, and you're not telling. Yeah, we all.
They say don't shake your babies. They don't mention toddlers, so
Wait,
you're
what?
good.
Okay, here's my solution. Honestly, Maureen, it's time to have a second child.
Boom.
Yeah.
We gotta jump. We got more. We got people coming in. Hey,
Maureen, it was super great to meet you.
Yeah, seriously, Maureen.
Nice
Thank
to
you for
meet you.
sharing. Anybody else have any words of wisdom before we send Maureen out?
Oof. Oof,
Kate, I
no.
just think Kate.
If that's as bad as it gets,
from Chicago. I'm from Evanston.
Oh, I went to school in Evanston. I went to Northwestern, which you probably hate. Yeah. You're probably like, you guys ruined our town. I apologize.
well, on a positive note, this week your husband didn't go to the emergency room for his testicles. So,
Yeah.
everybody, check her out in Belfast. Maureen O'Malley Kirshner in the house.
Hi, Maureen. I do have 2 aunts with the name Maureen. One on each side.
We need some crazy ass stories. I know that one guy in the green room right now is gonna be he's gonna have a crazy ass story. I don't know how he does it. If you check it's super funny. He's in a concert literally every night of the week. He goes to see bands. It's crazy. I don't know. I think he has 15 or 16 children. I don't know. He has a lot, I think.
Okay.
He came to see a show one time. I did the show in Santa Clarita. And there was like 5 people in the crowd, and I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" It was right before I recorded the album. I was trying to run a bunch of material, and he came to the show, and it turned out to be a super fun show, and we hit it off. And Kate, you want to do his intro?
Yeah, I don't know what his name is, so I'm gonna just.
I'll do the name, but you do the intro.
Okay. You guys know him from being a low life that doesn't hang out with his family, but just goes to concerts every night. He is the proud owner of 420 Labs, a dispensary that specializes in snortable weed. He is a pioneer. He is a lowlife. He is Brian
Hinnenkamp. Come on in, brother.
Brian!
Brian, how are you, man?
Uh-oh, he's muted. Muted.
Brian, unmute. Unmute.
It doesn't say he's.
Oh, he's not unmute. He's not muted.
He's not?
We can't hear you, brother. You're going to have to go in and change your thing. Let's jump. We're going to keep moving and shaking. Sorry, Brian. We're going to have to bring you out. We can't hear you. We'll have to work it out. This is the man who I think had his grapes flipped around on the vine. A buddy of mine. Please welcome Sean the effing bat.
Oh, it's the
Hello.
before photo of Joel McHale.
Yes.
Yeah, Joel's
Exactly.
coming. Joel's coming. I'll bounce, guys. I'll go. It's fine, guys.
Yeah.
It's
Joel,
fine, guys.
what's up?
Joel's coming.
I'm going to just say a couple things here. One, this is my parenting advice that I learned after hearing about the sleep thing. When my second child stopped taking naps, when she stopped taking naps, we could put her in a room for 2 hours and she would scream bloody murder for the full 2 hours.
Okay.
So we gave up. No, not you. The second one. You need to be in bed.
Yeah.
So we gave up giving her naps. And then about 2 or 3 weeks after we stopped giving her naps, she did something that really upset me. And I sent her to her room for 5 minutes. And she passed out cold.
Yeah.
That's super funny.
Because she could do the time. I punished her every day for like 3 months for like, don't slam the door that loud. Just go sit on your bed for 5 minutes. And she'd be out. But if she heard that she was taking a nap, she'd scream straight through the whole thing.
That's super funny, man. That's kind of a pretty brilliant approach.
Yeah, it really is.
My wife last night goes and she got some zucchini bread at the store, right? Which is absolutely delicious. Doesn't taste anything like zucchini. And she offers it to the kids and she goes, "Hey, do you want some zucchini bread?" And I'm like, "No, don't call it. You have to name it like cotton candy bread or something. You can't name it. If you say zucchini bread, the kid's like, I'm not eating that shit. But if you named it like, Princess Slime Unicorn bread, she'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
That's so funny, dude. It's all perception of how to do them. That's funny for Maureen. That's a really good approach. We might have to try that. That's super funny.
Sean, also, I got to tell you, when I met you on Instagram Live, I thought your name was Sean Patrick, and now I realize it's Sean Patrick Murphy.
Yeah.
We got a heavy Irish show. We got Kate Mulligan, Murphy, my mom, Joe Dwyer, Gowin.
My husband and my
Gowin
boys
was Mick Gowin, and they dropped the Mick when they came here. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's like it's like the Cancel Island. We're like the white Irish people out here.
Yeah. Sean, you were like, could I get 3 names and could all of them be the most Irish? That'd be ideal.
Sean
Patrick Murphy.
I used to get a lot of like first beers free at Yeah.
Yeah,
Anytime
like,
I go to
we know you're going to buy 24 more first ones
Yeah.
on us.
That's that. They knew exactly what they were getting.
It's the same way a heroin guy gives the first hit for free. Hey, this
Exactly.
oh yeah, that sounds delicious. These are good. I should have more of these.
Just before this, my husband, whose name is Dickie Murphy, I heard him talking with the boys, and he was explaining Dickie to the boys. And I just heard them laughing and going, "It means penis, penis Murphy." And I was like, "Wow, he really thought he was going to have a supportive audience when he told about the trials and tribulations of being named Dickie."
Wow.
Yeah,
super funny. So wait, you had a similar injury in your testicular area?
Yeah, it turns out it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, and I went to urgent care, and urgent care didn't know what to do and sent me to the emergency room. The emergency room was like, "No, if it was actually twisted, you wouldn't be able to walk. You'd be in such excruciating pain." And I was like, "Well, so then what's going on?" And they're like, "Not much. I don't know. Did you bruise it?"
Oh,
I'm like, "Well, I've got 3 kids. Maybe I got kicked. I don't know."
I'm pretty sure you would remember bruising it.
Yeah, me too. They never really, nothing.
Also, when they said like,
you still don't know the cause.
No.
Oh my God.
No, it came and went.
Get Unsolved Mysteries on the phone. We got to investigate.
Here's Robert Stack when you need him.
I understand that being a woman is really, it's pretty difficult. You have to go, and it's very invasive of your private parts or whatever. But I will tell you, having the family jewels is a unique, it's, it's outside of your body. It's just hanging there. Just a flick, just a touch. A bad caress is like, whoa, very, very sensitive items, which is weird, right? You'd think they'd be like,
it's the dumbest. Yeah.
No.
Why are they so sensitive?
Because you have to know if something's happening down there immediately. You can't take a beating down there and not really realize it. You have to know it's happening.
Wait, Dude Dad says
not everyone's. Some of them don't dissent.
Again, I got it. Dude Dad says not everyone's are. Listen, you're on Facebook. Click on the link and get your ass in here and tell us. Just found out today my son's balls both haven't dropped. Well, I don't think they're supposed to yet, dude. Dad?
He and me both.
I don't think they drop until. Oh, actually, they do. They do drop, right?
Yeah. Yes. Jason and I will handle this one since you never. Yeah.
I feel like twice in 1 week we've had to explain to him like penis, like biology and the structure of things.
Listen, I'm Irish Catholic. We never talked about stuff like that. Like by the time anything was talked about, we were in the emergency room. There was nothing.
Hey, Sean, were you there when Jamie was confused that a boner was blood flow? Were you there for that when he was like, "Why was there blood? Why was there blood?" And I was like, "It's not it's not an actual bone, right, Jamie?"
I wasn't confused about. I thought that when I was a kid, I thought one slid out or something. But
it's the penile bone in it, and it dissolves as you get older.
There's so
you
much.
were talking about a 3-year-old having an al dente, and I was like, "Wait, that happens?" And all of you were like, "Yeah, what are you, stupid?" I go, "Little kids," and they go, "Yeah." And then somebody said, something touches their prostate, and up she rose. It's like a flagpole. Up she rises, and you're like, "Wait, what? How's that?"
Yeah,
the human body is pretty horrifying, right? It's disgusting and smelly. It's pretty gross.
My same kid that we're talking about today was taking a shit, thank God, and he was like, "Look, Mama, I'm going to drink my own pee," because his dick was hard again. So he was like leaning over it.
Like, that's not pee. That's not pee.
And I was like, no. I was like,
I had to run the scroll again for you, Mulligan. We might have to pull you out at some point. I don't know. Hey, let's leave Sean in and we'll bring Brian in for a second. But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brian Hiddenkamp.
Oh no.
Are we doing it together? Oh my God.
I don't need it.
Are you clicking or me?
I'll click it.
Can we hear it?
Go.
All right.
There we go.
Hey, technology. Hey, everybody.
Dude, your Instagram feed By the way, I think it's is that Brian? You should put that in your name, at Brian Camp, Camp, because it makes me laugh so hard. It's Mongo Medic.
Good. It's Mongo Medic. Yeah.
It is so funny, and it's all 80s crazy band.
Yeah, mostly it's my buddies with 80s and tribute cover bands, or when the old timers come around to make their I guess property tax payments, and they do their little tours of the canyon clubs.
That's so funny. They have a small nut, and then they just make enough to pay off the property taxes, and off they go.
Do their 3 shows, pay the quarterlies, and get the hell out of the valley.
Yeah, I paid for the house back in '88 with Warrant, like whatever band they were in, and Cherry Pie or whatever. And then
I did see Kip Winger a few months ago, though. That was pretty good.
That's so funny. So listen, how do you have how many children?
4. Well, it depends on the day of the week. Between 1 and 4, depending on various custody schedules.
Oh, okay. I thought one like switches multiverses or something in between.
Yeah.
A lot of people say divorce is a bad word, but I would argue that joint custody is a fantastic word.
Although
it's not bad, of course, when you're.
I didn't hear the number 0. So why do you always have to have at least 1? There should be some days with 0 children.
Oh no, not with 4 of them. The math gets fun.
How many ex-wives?
1. So I have a daughter with my ex.
Okay.
So got her 25% of the time because she's 350 miles away.
Okay.
Good.
Got 2 stepkids, and then my son Jack with my current wife.
Okay.
So we've always got Jack. We have the other 2 half the time, and then my daughter comes in, nights and weekends like an old cell phone plan.
By the way,
can you legally get
a new show this fall in the Disney Channel called Brian Hinnan's Camp of Kids?
Oh,
great! It's a mixed family.
Oh boy!
Hey, can you
made that movie? It's called Cheaper by the Dozen.
It's Cheaper by the Dozen, and actually, it's a new show coming out with Zach Braff and Gabrielle Union. Cheaper by the Dozen.
Zach, that's fun.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Sean, go ahead.
I was just wondering if you could get joint custody.
Go ahead, Sean.
That's like my.
Go ahead.
Growing up in a family of 6.
Sometimes Mulligan needs a timeout.
And then she just left.
Hey, Sean, flip your camera sideways. Come on, you're a pro.
Yeah, there we are.
Bring Mulligan
so
back
I'm just curious if you get joint custody without divorce.
Incredibly good question. I mean, hey, I guess if you just have an agreement to, do the we've
legally,
been separated.
An agreement never works.
No, it's a binding agreement. I would say it's called a timeshare. You would change the terminology. It's a timeshare. And what we would do
far from it.
Listen, I only have 2 kids. I could easily watch. I mean, if I'm watching 2, what's the difference? I should watch 10. We get 5 guys who each have 2 kids. Each guy takes 1 week. You watch all 10 kids for that week, and then you have 4 weeks off. Trust me, I've drawn out the plans.
Oh, this is that house thing, the collaborative house thing?
I got a credit card number. You let me know, Jamie.
I know, Brian, you're in. Trust me, the wait, honestly, it's like a 3-year wait list, I think, at this point to get in on it. It's going to be a great time.
Well, at least then get me Girl Scout cookies. We'll call it good at that.
That's right, dude. That's so funny. Anyway, my daughter's selling Girl Scout.
I got nobody selling them around here, so I'll drive. You let me know.
I didn't even post the link. Like, people could have ordered, but I'm like, I would have sold a lot more. She's selling them out in the front yard. And so she would sell a box, and then she had 1 box open, and she'd go, hey, I made a sale, and celebrate with like 2 or 3 cookies. And then she'd sell the box and go, well, let's, celebrate with some cookies.
Yeah.
And all she's like, rifling.
That's risky behavior for a dealer. You can't get high on your own supply.
You don't run on your own stash. That's the rule.
And then she's selling
business.
that box next.
She's selling that. That's right. So every box, it was like a taste test. She goes, well, 2 things.
She's safe.
Box of Girl Scout cookies, slightly used.
So at some point, she's eating them, and I go, hey, no more cookies. That's it. You're done. And she goes, just 1 more, bro. And pops one in her mouth. My 3rd grader broed me. I talked to these guys earlier. I go, you don't bro me. I bro you, dude. And she goes, bro. And I go, bro.
My son would do that as a kindergartner. Bruh. Come on, bruh.
What is up with that?
One of my favorite moments, and I don't know how blue you want this to go, but I told him,
I mean,
he
I'm
couldn't
here.
do
Kate
something.
Mulligan's on this show. You're
Hold
good.
on,
There we
guys.
go.
Hey, let's just bring in our sixth. I didn't even see him down there. He's hiding in the bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody might know him. Taylor Kalmus, aka Dude Dad, is here tonight. What's up, brother?
Hey, buddy.
Hey guys, I just do my taxes. It's okay. In the background. You got a lot
With
going
all
on.
with all the Dude Dad I've watched, this is bigger than Joel McHale for me.
Honestly, tell you, he's got more followers than
I
Joel.
was on a Laffy Taffy brand deal with him one time. He doesn't know it, but I know it because I outperformed him.
By a long shot is my guess. Taylor is actually starting to do some live shows coming up. Kind of cool.
Yeah, if you're in the northern Colorado area, you might be able to catch one.
Yeah,
Or
there's
next year they'll get you on tour. Yeah. But didn't you had some crazy stories happen lately?
So let's talk about my son's testicle first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the doctor's been checking it for a while, but like apparently they start up in the body and they have
Yes.
to come out of the body, and only one has. And like, so every time I go to the doctor, she gives him a little massage, hoping that's going to pop out. But today was the final day of like, it's still not here. We gotta do surgery. So now my 9-month-old has to go to get surgery.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know somebody, not to diminish the angst.
I imagine it's chill, but I have no
Well-
idea. Like anytime you're doing surgery,
I don't know. I was not
He had to
chill
do the
about
same thing
There.
with our Chihuahua. He had the same
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a great
kinda like a
that's a
hernia
great
surgery.
comparison, Jason. That always makes people feel good when you compare your fucking dog.
I mean, he's fine.
Has anybody else had their child have surgery?
Yeah,
No,
well,
Not my child. I
Too
almost
many
had to
years.
do it as a kid, though.
We did. It was not a testicle. My daughter had her thumb was locked. Trigger.
yes, they have
I
to
noticed
cut
that. I was thinking she was like a year old, and this thumb was like this, and I would try to open it, and she caught it a couple times and opened it, so she had to have surgery. And my wife was like, "We're not having surgery." I go, well, we have to fix this. And it was like, dude, everything was absolutely fine. It was Children's Hospital here. I was so blown away at how impressive everybody was, but totally nerve wracking because they gas her and they put her out, right? Unconscious. That's kind of the scariest part of it.
Yeah.
But she's only out for a couple minutes, like literally 2 or 3 minutes. They make a little incision, they fix the little sheath, and then that's it, and then stitch it. And she was awake and super groggy, like, super. They have a video of it somewhere where she's like, she looked like a drunk sorority girl at Florida State. It was crazy. It was okay though, but it was super scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I totally get it.
I feel like even as an adult, that moment, like the last time I went to the dentist and they had to put me under, you're just like sitting there like, oh yeah, we're doing this thing now. And then they're like, all right, here we go. And then you have that panic moment right before they put you under where you're like, wait a second, I don't know any of these people. I'm going to be unconscious. I have no idea what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like, and then you're just like, wait, what? And then
Yeah.
you wake up and you're like, what happened in here?
Yeah, I just
They're
had a
like, yeah, they're like-
in Mexico.
Yeah.
It really gets scary at that point.
Yeah. No, they're like, don't worry, your testicle has dropped. And you're like, no.
You're like, wait, I came in to have my teeth cleaned. You're like, oh.
That was my kid needed that. I didn't. Oh, Christ.
Oh no, we found a third. We found
we
a third. We put it in the sack.
The third had it dropped, so we brought it down. You're welcome. You're
We
welcome.
bagged it up.
Put it in the bag for you. So no problem.
Dude.
No, it's listen, I will say it's nerve-wracking to have your kid go under, and your kid I think will undoubtedly go under. But I don't think like general anesthesia, we're making all of your organs go numb and we're gonna be breathing for you. I think it's like
You're gonna be under for like 2 minutes. It'd be under.
And then I think it's
sedation.
it's probably even done like not laparoscopic.
How's your wife doing? How's Heidi? Is she nervous about it?
Yeah, for sure. It's her baby.
Yeah.
But like my wife was saying, no, we're not doing this. And I said, well, yeah, we're gonna do it. It was like she was so scared about it. But I get that. But you have to do it.
You got to do it.
You gotta do it. Did you have some other crazy stories? God, you had some story where you were telling me the other day. What was it about?
Oh, about my son swearing for the
Yes,
first time?
because we had talked about because I have the bit about my
Well,
yeah.
First off, like it kind of starts like with my like the trolls on the internet, right? Like we get a lot of comments all the time on our videos, and most of them are always really positive, but every once in a while we'll get a troll. So the other week we got this DM from this mom, and she was all mad because I had sworn in one of our videos, which is fine, except I didn't swear in the video because we bleeped it out. We almost never swear, but if we do, we bleep it out, you know, and that bleep just gives you a little extra oomph on the joke, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Mhm.
So I explained this to her. I was like, well, but we didn't swear. I bleeped it out. And she goes, well, my kid still knows what you said. And I was like, well, that sounds like your fault.
Yeah.
It
Right.
sounds like you screwed up.
Yeah.
I don't know what your kids heard you say, but all they heard me say was bleep.
Yeah.
You know? But we've all been there. Like, you know, you screw up, you say something, and your kid overhears it, and then you don't realize they overheard it until they say it back to you one day, right?
Yeah.
What if that lady actually thinks beep is the swear? Like, what if she's been tricked?
Yeah, maybe that was the way it was in her house.
In her house,
She's like, no, you
her father
can't
just
say
bleeped as he spoke. He goes, "I'll bleep you," and she's like, "Oh, bleep's a swear word. You can't say it. It's the B word." She calls it the B word.
That's like my wife always spelling everything, and it's like, should we give the kids TREATS? I'm like, you know, you've only ever spelled it. They don't even know what treats is. They know what TREATS is.
Like that's become the thing. Yeah.
I always love when people go, "Oh, fudge," instead of the F-bomb, right? And I go, "Well, it's the same intent.
Yeah.
Just because you're not saying the word, your intent is exactly the same." So I go, it's just a phonetic sound. What's the difference? But people get so like upset about it.
For me, I gotta tell you, when my husband tells me he's gonna fudge me good, I'm like, yeah.
Well, that's got some specificity to it, though.
Yeah.
When you say
Actually,
fudge,
in that terminology, fudge is a totally different use of the word.
Okay.
All the guys are like, "Oh yeah, fudge, fudge."
yeah.
Didn't you were telling me, dude, that your son sang he was in the Christmas concert or something.
Your 9-month-old can sing?
No. Is it Theo?
I know, it's a bit, guys.
Was he the one? Was that the?
Yeah. So our son. So we went to his concert, right? And like we're like there to see, you know, him perform or whatever, and he's just standing there. Like all the other kids are singing and doing the hand gestures and the whole thing. And then there's, you know, like there's a few kids that are like really good at it and they know all the words and they know all the little hand movements and stuff. And then there's like the other ones that are just trying to like follow along and copy what the good ones are doing. But my son didn't do any of that. Like he just stood there, like doing the bare minimum he thought was required in the performance. Existing, right? Like, but I feel for him because they feel like that's me with my wife in the drape section of IKEA. You know, just standing there existing. Like, what do you want from me? Like, I'm here.
Yeah.
What else do you need?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Like,
That's
you don't
fun.
sing when you're at IKEA?
No, I just
pick up a drapes, they'll look real good.
But afterwards, the best part is afterwards, like after the show, I asked him, I was like, buddy, why weren't you singing? And he gave me the most logical answer ever. He goes, because we just sang it in the hallway. Why would I sing it twice? We just did it. You should have been there. The custodial staff loved it.
He's like, I got a question for you. Where were you in the hallway?
Why weren't you there? Why weren't you there for
buddy?
the first show?
I gotta tell you,
super efficient. He's right. Do it once, do it right, and get it over with, and that's the end.
He's like, I put it all out there first show. That's it. I'm done.
That's it.
I finished. I had nothing left.
Does he loophole you like that often?
Like, no, he's just logical. Like that's just You know, he doesn't do anything that doesn't make sense to him.
Yeah. Did you happen to see Jamie Kaler's girls trying to sell Girl Scout cookies? Because I'll give you an impression of them. I imagine it's what your son looked like. They basically were like, they were both like,
Yeah.
we're selling Girl Scout cookies. Maybe you want to buy some.
She sold out, brother. Hey, bro, she sold out, man. I'll bro you.
We're looking for something between The Shining and The Ring.
Truly, and I was like, is that what your son was like? Just like he looks like the scary kid in the background of Three Men and a Baby. You know what I mean?
No, he wasn't scary. He was just
funny.
bored.
That's so funny. Hey, we have another guest that I have to let in. Sean, I'm going to pull you out for a minute. You're first in, first out. I think that's how you go. All right, let's bring Sean out.
Bye, Sean Patrick Murphy.
Can you hang for a sec, Taylor? Yeah, bring him out and then bring in. All right, I'll do the intro for this guy. Yeah. This guy, I'm a huge fan of his work. You would remember him from the 1980s show Airwolf. You probably saw him on The Man from Atlantis, where he played Techie #2, which was a fantastic role that he did. He's also penned a couple books that says "Why Won't My Kid Shut the Blank Up," which I think is maybe one of his best works. And he's also he's a Nobel Prize winner. He invented fusion. Please welcome Landon Crowell.
Hello.
Thanks for coming in, man. This is
no problem.
This is everybody else. Do you have a crazy story about your kids that you want to share?
Oh man. Well, there was the time that I was talking. Sorry, I'm nervous about this stuff.
I love that this is unnerving, but you know, just taking a child anywhere in life that's not a problem whatsoever. Right?
Yeah.
Like, this is making you
three of them now.
Listen, don't say the wrong thing, or you're going to be canceled in society.
Yeah, we just had our third one on the 3rd. So
you have a new baby on the 3rd.
On the 3rd, yeah.
That was 5 days ago.
Oh, January 3rd. Sorry.
He doesn't
still new.
Yeah. Wow.
Still new.
Oh my
God.
God.
You had to talk to Jason, and Taylor just had his 3rd. What? A couple months ago? A few months?
9 months ago.
Feels like 2, but it was 9 months ago. Yeah. So.
Yeah, today was my 2nd day back at work. So.
Oh God.
Which was
Did
grateful.
you have a dad? What's it called? Paternity leave.
I did. I work at a university. They paid me 3 weeks, and then I took 2 weeks of my vacation. So
Nice.
Hey, you gave yourself a paternity leave from Dude Dad for a few weeks from the. You actually incorporated it into. It was probably one of your highest rated things. It was crazy.
Yeah, I made my wife shoot a video when we got home from the hospital. It was very short though. We only had to get like one shot.
Yeah, I just on her behalf, I don't forgive you. Just so you know.
No, she doesn't either. She likes.
On behalf of your wife, fuck you.
I think the video may have made enough money that it may have been worth the time.
Oh well, there you go. Okay, then that's fine. Then we're fine. We're fine now. We're good.
So yeah, I got a story for you.
All right, hit it.
So my oldest is my son, and he's going to be 5 here in a couple weeks. And so I'm an artist as a profession, is what I do, a visual artist.
Wow.
And so we're driving down the road. I'm taking him to preschool, and he's talking about, Dad, I want an art set, an art set with the. And I'm like, oh, and I'm in my mind, I'm thinking like this grand thing in the wooden case and the 26 million colors and the paints and the markers and all that. And we're talking. I said, well, what all did you want in it? You know, I mean, do you want canvas? What do you want? And he's like, no, I want the thing. It's a game. It's a dog that's got a marker and it scoots its butt on the paper and draws. I was completely crushed.
Now I want that too.
Yeah, now I've been looking for it. I can't find it, but
oh man,
because I thought it would be kind of fun.
Well, as an artist, does everyone here kind of hope their child falls in their footsteps, or do you hope that they find a whole new path?
I hope he enjoys it, but I don't know if I want him to actually do it, because man, I could have been an easier life as an accountant or something like that
Yeah.
for sure.
No, I definitely hope my kids have a job. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
hope they don't follow in my footsteps. So yeah, just any job would be great. Just don't be unemployed like me.
All right, we're gonna let Landon go. Brian, Landon, thank you so much for sharing that story because I saw the photo of that game and I showed it to my daughter and she wants it. It's a dog, and it's exactly what my Puggle does. If he can't, like, he tries to get the danglers off, and if he can't, he just
scooting on the carpet
in front of where I parked the car. He puts a little rug burn right on the sidewalk. And I'm like, dude,
can you choose different color rug
Make it
burn?
the city's problem. Perfect.
Different color rug burns. All right, Landon, listen, thank you so much for coming in, man. Super fun. Appreciate it. Gosh, that's funny. That's really funny. Brian, anything else?
Yeah, just let me know when you want to make some cookie money, and I'll
Hey, I gotta come up and we gotta do one of the Mongo Medic crazy shows. What's the last crazy show you saw?
Last night I was
and like 80s bands.
Well, I mean, let's see. I went to the House of Blues in Anaheim a couple weeks back for the Ladies of the 80s with Stacy Q, Annabella from Bow Wow Wow, Missing Persons. So that was fun. My buddy Rob
Taylor
put their
Dane,
shows
huh?
on. What's that?
No Taylor Dane.
No, I missed her show that she was doing at Herb Alpert's Jazz Club because I actually would have really liked to see her.
Did Annabella from Bow Wow Wow just literally come out, sing "I Want Candy" and walk out the door? Was it like an old 1950s show?
She did. I Want Candy. Do You Want to Hold Me? And C30, C60, C90.
Right.
That was about it.
Listen, you've invited me numerous times. I'm gonna go catch a show with you. I'll hit you soon. All right, dude. Thank you so much for coming.
See you, Brian.
Bye, Brian. Well,
Taylor,
is the idea behind those shows just like we can't sell enough tickets on our own, and most of our band is dead, but who's still around? Let's do something. Let's do a little show. You know, like who hasn't moved on?
I would say may Fred Schneider rest in peace, but the B-52s must be out there somewhere doing collabs with REM or something.
Fred Schneider is not dead.
I bet he is.
They see the one with the voice.
Fred
Schneider,
alive from Planet X. I actually, one of my favorite bands was the B-52s, and I still play Planet Clare for my daughter all the time. Here's the deal: like Bow Wow Wow, you wouldn't go see them because you only know 2 songs. So
you put enough of them together, they got a full show.
Then they have 20 songs that they can do, and it's super fun.
He's alive. I apologize.
Like that, right?
Okay, now I get it.
Look at in the 1950s, you would see Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash. They'd all be on the same bill, and they would come out and do 2 songs and get off the stage, and they would all get back on the bus and then go around and stuff. And Elvis would literally do 2 songs, and that was the tour back then.
Jamie, we weren't in the 50s with you. What are you?
Listen, I saw Beethoven in the was 1600s or something. He was. Taylor, you had some. We were talking other stories. What else were you telling about your children?
Well, what's big in our house right now is trains. You guys do the model trains?
Yes, we did this holiday season.
Okay, so
he actually does a crazy train set for the Christmas days.
Yeah, I think the thing that I've realized about the model trains is there's only 2 types of people that like model trains: little boys and super old white dudes.
Yes.
Right? So like it starts at about 3. Like if there was a graph, like a chart, like a line chart of like model train interest, it would start at like 3 years old and kind of go up, and you'd have this gradual climb until about 13 when they discover boobs, and then it just drops off.
Yep. Yes.
Then it flatlines for like 6 decades. 6 decades of zero interest in trains. Like at that point, the only time you're talking about a train is if you stuck in traffic because of one.
Right. Yeah.
And then somewhere around the age 68, love trains again.
It's the most accurate assessment ever.
Yeah, see, and my boys just turned 3, and they were all in on trains this last Christmas.
See, I think at 68 there though, that's when Viagra stops working, and it just needs something else to do. Need another train to play with. Need another engine to.
Yeah. I mean, it's if you can't get into one tunnel, you might as well go in the other tunnel. Is what?
There you go.
Yeah. Once your engine's no longer can toot.
John Mixon says, my dad tried to build us a train set when I was 5 or 6 and I had zero interest in it. He gave it to a creepy old uncle who I never saw again after that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the beginning of like a horrible story. Murder.
And the trailer.
John's in the chat, ready to go. Also,
We're gonna bring John in a second or two. I know. I was trying to. It's super funny. And then the guy sits there. It's so funny because when they do trains at an old age, it's intricate. It's not just.
No, like they get so into it, and like, you know, like, it's like, Gail, you mind if I move these shelves and boxes around in the basement? Oh, no reason. I was just thinking of getting a big table, maybe setting up a train.
Yeah. This is like my husband's father, who's in his 70s, white man. He's from Boston. He's from Dorchester. He's got this very high-pitched voice, and he's like, "Oh God, you guys got to come down and see the trains." So I took this piece of styrofoam and I molded it so that it's a hill, and then I had to prop it up. But the problem was, and like we're just like, okay, just hit on.
Yeah,
just
smells
put it on.
musty down here.
Yeah. And then he's like, you know what's great now? I can control it with my iPad. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. I don't know how this. I mean, it's just like, okay, no, you should just have a Switch still.
I like the iPad.
I have no iPad.
That's funny. You got to bring the iPad in. I like, and it's funny the detail of like he's hand painting the conductor's face.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm giving him an orange coat for the winter. And he's hand painting it. And like, what are you doing down there? And he's basically, what he's saying is, I'm waiting to die. That's really what's happening at that point. I'm just trying to fill time until they carry me away. I'm really close to death, and I don't know what else.
I mean, in my father-in-law's defense, I think time with the trains is better than time with his wife. You know what I mean? That's a mother-in-law joke, but I love her. But I think she's worried he's going to die. So he'll be sleeping on a couch and she'll hit his feet. And she'll be like, Belle, get up. I think the trains, I don't even know if he likes the trains. I think he just knows that if he has something to show for his time.
If he's down there, she doesn't want to play with
She's not coming down there, yeah.
She's too busy crocheting upstairs. And you know when he's like, hey, I'm going to move stuff. I was thinking about moving stuff around the base. She's like, don't touch my knitting stuff. Don't you move that sewing machine.
Those 6 boxes of yarn stay where they're at.
They're out there. I got everything set up for my decoupage. I don't want any bullshit from you and your stupid trains. It's just a married couple that's at like 50 years going like this, going in different directions.
We went to like a train park one time, and because my son wanted to go to the train park, so we took him to the train park, and like they've got the big one you can ride. And then they have the little ones, and there's just these old dudes sitting there running them, right? It's like they sign up for it. And then,
they're volunteers.
So I kind of flagged one down because my son had his train with him that was no longer working. So I kind of walked over and like tried to chat the guy up and asked him some questions about it. And like, he like almost looked down his nose at me for not knowing about trains, you know? And I was like, oh, and the tracks are kind of like, maybe it's the conducting thing that we're not getting the proper, you know, conductivity with the track. Maybe I should, you know, take some steel wool, clean them up. He's like, you can't use steel wool. There's nothing. And it will, all those little, you know, particles will get inside the train engine and it's going to seed it up. Cannot use steel wool.
You rube.
Murphy has a punchline for you. He's like, hey, Ethel, train's going into the tunnel. You remember what that was like? There you go.
Here it goes.
The sadness of getting
we have another friend of ours, John Mixon, who, by the way, Taylor, you came in a handful of Thursday nights, I think, back in the day when we were all trying to basically just survive. And my buddy John is coming in tonight. Do you want to hang and hear a story, or do you have to run? Because I know you have 3 kids and a baby.
I did just hear the baby crying.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you go, brother. Unless you have you had another story. Do you have another story or no?
I've got all kinds of stories. Heidi's probably got. He's good.
He's okay. All right, you want to hang for a second?
Yeah. Bring.
Hey, Jason, why don't you do John's intro?
Ladies and gentlemen, the total embodiment of the last remaining member of the Skywalker family, Mr. John Mixon.
Hey, brother, how are you? Now, as people who we knew from our sanity group that we had on Thursday nights, John was always the wild card where each week we'd be like, I don't know if he made it another week. He was hanging on. I feel like you were hanging on by a thread for the last couple of years. Is that about right?
Yeah, it's still the case, man. Jason, pull up your Facebook messages because that's what I'm dealing with today.
All right.
Yeah,
well, don't worry, because whatever you talk about, we're going to make huge fun of it. And we'll bring everything
there you go, John. Bring us in.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
So that's my buddy right there. He's been sick and he's got some things going on there on his neck, and he's got some other rashes on his legs. So we took him in, and they're like, yeah, he's got an infection. He'll be all right in a couple of days. Meanwhile, I grew up in the 80s. I've seen Romero movies, so I'm listening out for the grunting.
Yeah.
Listen, obviously in his Spider-Man outfit, I mean, it could be Doc Ock or it could be the Sandman.
Venom could have got him. Yeah.
Oh, poor pumpkin. Yeah. Also, you spell the name John funny. You spell it K-A-M, huh? So interesting. Cool.
The K is silent.
The K is silent. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you really put the emphasis on the John.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry for your boy. Wait, so did they give him topical antibiotics or oral?
Yeah, so now he's got a topical, which is fantastic because he already knows that it's tender. So, coming within, look, I pulled out a Q-tip and it's just a little feather, and then you're just whatever he's got. He threw a basket at me earlier with all the diapers.
And you couldn't just leave him in the hospital for a couple weeks?
No, I tried. They don't. They have a policy.
You offer money?
It's not good.
Yeah, you got to put that stuff on when he's sleeping.
Oi.
We do that with my daughter because whenever she gets a cold, she'll literally just drink her snot, and like every booger she picks, and she does it to piss us off now because we'll see her digging that booger and we're like, don't do it, don't you do it, and she'll go every time, and we're like, you're gonna stay, you've been sick for 2 weeks because you eat every booger. Every booger.
They're trying to exit your body, not re-enter it.
That's the bad stuff. And so then at night we have to take the Vaseline when she's sleeping and just rub it on there to get rid of that red Kool-Aid stain looking face. It's just sore.
Yeah. My son actually has told me I'm hungry for boogies. And I'm like, that is not, you're not hungry for, that's not a, you want something.
Do you remember the first time you tried to get your kids to blow their nose where they couldn't understand the concept of stopping air going out of their mouth and coming out? Like my daughter, I held the tissue and she was like,
This is what my son does.
Couldn't do it.
He puts it over his nose. That's how he blows his nose.
Yeah.
And then it drips down.
Oh, I wonder why he has an infection.
Yeah, no. It's either that or last revenge. Either of those two things. Like whatever he has that he doesn't need to have. Like if it's my cracked iPhone that he decided to throw. You can probably see the
threw a cup, like a little legitimate cup at you. Yeah.
No, he's saying he got his cracked. His phone's cracked.
So you can see it. Yeah. You can
yeah. Oh yeah.
Elvis, who was intently watching a show there. Yeah, no. He wasn't supposed to have that. He chucked it. He wasn't.
But they have his balls dropped?
Yes. Yeah. No. I mean, they did
fantastic.
that.
He's okay as long as the ball.
Then you're fine.
Normal.
You're fine.
You're fine.
Yeah, no, he chucked that in the floor. I've got a like a 3,000 piece Star Wars Lego set that he pulled off the shelf and shattered. What else have I got? Like anything that he has that he shouldn't, it's just his last revenge is to chuck it. And whenever he has germs on his hand, his last revenge is to lick it.
Yeah.
And
that is an instinctual thing. No one teaches them that.
Yeah.
No, that's revenge.
You know,
that's how you know you have the evil one.
That's
my
the dark
older one, he's ridiculous, but he wasn't evil. Miles is evil.
But like no one teaches them that. So like that's instinctual, which to me like is proof that like us humans as parents got the shaft of the animal kingdom, right? Because like horses, they'll have a baby, that baby will drop out and instinctually immediately knows how to run and hide from predators, right?
Yeah.
And
walks the same day. Yeah.
Exactly, right? Like those are the instincts that they get, right? And then our kids instinctually eat
their own
their
shit.
boogers.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right. Yeah, I mean, our gestation period gets cut so short because our heads are so big from our brains.
That's the problem. My brains are too big. That's why.
That's such a dumb excuse, though.
I know it is, especially when you consider that then we use our brains to eat our own boogers.
Yes, like that's
what
the
do
thing.
those brains help with?
Our fourth trimester is on the outside of the body, so then we have to like carry them around, and they can't do anything because of these big brains they supposedly have. But it takes them 7 years to learn to not eat their own boogers. 7 years.
I mean, we're at year 6, and ours is still like, they've gotten to the point where it's like the wall is still okay if I only collect about enough to where it's like one big streak instead of 9 little ones.
Do you get the poop wiped on the bathroom wall too?
Bathroom wall, no. We did have Miles shit in the tub. Like, well, I say in the tub, technically, like he was trying to get out but gave up halfway. So it was like you don't count it for
everybody's child pooped in the tub.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We had it because we bathed them together, and so one
that's the way
started pooping in the tub, and the other one was trying to get out like it was a trench in World War I. The whistle had just been blown, and she was like trying to get out. She's like, "You're pooping!" Couldn't get out, and I was like getting her out. And my wife did the same. I was like, "Whatever, just wash it down." And my wife's like,
"You do that thing where you try to splash it away, but the waves kind of make it come towards you."
Yes.
Are you okay?
First and foremost, are you okay?
I like the one guy who's not drinking falls off his chair.
I do my own stunts.
Yeah. Secondly, I really appreciate your commitment to that. That was amazing.
I got a wheelie chair here, but it's not designed for that.
Oh my God. But I gotta tell you, you got away from the poop. You did it. You succeeded.
It just did not touch it.
And I felt it in that moment. Like I was like I was there.
How's your
Well, actually, 5's an odd number. Maureen, are you coming back? We might as well bring Maureen in because the six always looks better anyway. We'll just leave her.
She's invisible currently. Oh, there she is.
Sorry.
Your dude dad's here. Do you know the dude dad? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Her husband just got back from the liquor store, and they're in Utah, so he had to drive like 200 miles.
Nevada, yeah.
Ooh. He had to drive to a weekday.
Yeah.
Liz.
I gotta tell you, I've there's some stuff I don't have space for anymore as a parent, and like my appliances not working has been like a real theme of my life, like especially in the pandemic. So we were waiting on an oven since August that finally showed up, and then they wouldn't install it. But then Jobo, if you don't hop in this,
Jobo's on YouTube. We didn't put the link on YouTube.
Jobo,
it should be in the description.
Is it in the description on YouTube?
Should be.
Jobo, link in. Come into the show for a couple minutes. Come on. It'll help you get rid of Mulligan. Wait, what?
Yes, what? But today I found out, I looked behind my dryer. I was looking for a thing I had dropped, and my dryer exhaust has been disconnected and just dumping into the back of my dryer.
Oh no.
I was like, I'm not going to drink tonight. I'm not going to drink tonight. I'm not going to drink tonight. And then that happened. I'm like, I'm going to drink tonight. I'm going to drink tonight. I don't know
It's a
how to
fire
cope.
hazard.
It's a complete fire hazard. I mean, it's truly, I was like, so then I was like, go outside, Dickie, push on it. I got to tighten the screw. You push on it up. I mean, it was just like, and the kids are like, Mama, you got to see this thing. I'm like, no.
Hey,
Anyway, I didn't say it was a good story.
but it was a story. That was
I know that problem.
Hey, talking about surgery, one of our buddies and biggest fans is here, and he had surgery on Friday. So I am gonna kick out.
Was it on his testicle?
I'll let him tell. Maureen, I'm gonna pull you back out for a second. Here, you're coming out. Please welcome this guy. You know him from Laugh-In. He was also on Different Strokes, and he recorded an album with David Hasselhoff that went to #1 in Austria. Please welcome Freddie Ballesteros.
Yes.
Oh
Freddie.
my!
What's up, Freddie?
What's going on, guys?
You had surgery on Friday.
Yeah. For a hernia.
Yeah. For a hernia.
I love how many Star Wars fans we have on the show tonight.
Oh, I know, right?
By the way, can I interrupt? Because on May 4th, we're doing a special show with The Mandalorian. Not the face of The Mandalorian, but my buddy, who is John Wayne's grandson, is playing The Mandalorian. He's the body for all 6 months, and then the one dude comes in for 4 days and shoots his face out.
Don't say the one dude.
Yeah.
His name's Pedro Pascal.
Brendan Wayne, he's the Mandalorian. Yeah. He's going to come do our show on the May 4th, so you guys have to. We're going to do it again like this and bring everybody. I think, yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Anyway,
Sure.
you had a hernia operation on Friday.
Yeah, I knew about it for like 10 years. They told me like 10 years ago, like, oh, just watch and wait for it. I was like, can fix it now? They're like, no, just wait till it happens. It's like, okay.
Turkey thermometer where it just pops out and goes, it's time to take out of the oven?
Yeah, it just, because it started hurting.
Okay.
So like, I would be doing dishes, it would be hurting. I'd do yard work, it would hurt. I would stand up for, to take a shower, it would hurt. So the weird thing is like, so I ride my bike like every day, and it never hurt on the bike. So I just kept doing that as like my way to get out,
Yeah.
And so, and I even had like an MRI done and everything. And they're like, yeah, no, there's nothing there. And then I went to the surgeon. He's like, I don't know what they're talking about because I could feel it perfectly fine. So I went in on Friday and
super scared, right? Weren't they? Because he was hanging all over you when you got back. Was he worried about you?
Yeah, my middle one was. Yeah, he was worried about it when I went, and then, I mean, because I'm still kind of hanging out in the room for the most part. But yeah, he's been pretty much by my side since I got home on Friday.
Something that's imagine this is a bike seat. Something I've never understood is like these are your balls.
Yeah.
Do they go like this or do they go like this?
Yeah, kind of that way.
Both this? You just smash them down onto it.
Well, they kind of tuck up between your legs.
I
there's
bought
a
the
little
seat
bit of a
that has the
tucking.
middle part missing.
But what if you got big old man balls? Can you not ride a?
I don't have that problem.
Still do it just easier.
Underwear holds them in place like a bra.
Yeah.
What's a bra?
No.
What?
Mando's in. Who?
Oh, he is in. Nice.
Who's Mando? That's not mine. That can't be. Can I do this? Oh my God. And just like that, he's out.
Oh my God, I love Sean.
I'm gonna actually, so one of the parents here, Taylor, was talking about that he was gonna have his son. They have to have the testicle dropped, right? Had you heard that part of the story, Freddie?
Yeah.
I'm actually, since I don't use mine very much anymore, I'm gonna have the opposite surgery where I'm gonna have them brought back up in.
Yeah. You
A
might
lot
as well.
safer. With children, especially, less hit with a wiffle ball bat. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Why not? If we're not using them, why can't they be brought back into the body?
Yeah, exactly.
I do see the merit in that. Yes.
Yeah.
Jamie, I just have a quick question. Can your voice take that?
Honestly, I'd love to get some high notes again. I would love to
I see lots of.
What were those singers called? What were those singers called when they would take them out?
falsetto.
Just so they could hit. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, the falsetto.
go,
I see
Jamie.
lots of advantages.
Hey, you could
A,
replace Chris Martin.
you could run
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah.
B, I think it would maybe give you like a little bit more length, at least in look, right?
Yeah, you're not competing with your balls because if you got them
Yeah.
saggy balls, your dick might look small.
Yeah.
That's true. I gotta talk. I gotta scrotum
You
talk.
can do some. Yeah, you could do some kids TV show voiceovers now.
Mm-hmm.
Just
At least I wouldn't dip into the toilet water.
Yeah.
Cartoon VO.
yeah.
It's funny. Isn't the reason that they're on the outside though is climate control because the sperm have to be in a certain temperature to live. So if they're in the, isn't that what it is?
Oh,
You
yeah.
asking Jamie a biology question? Because that
Sorry,
hasn't gone well.
It looked like I was asking Jamie. I was actually directing it to Taylor. Taylor.
You're telling me
Yeah.
98.6 does like they create a body and they go, look, at the end they're like, look, well, here's the reproductive organs. We can't get them to work at 98.6. What should we
Pull 'em
do?
off of it.
And somewhere in life they go, you know what? Just stick them outside the body in a nice, soft, easily punchable sack.
Yeah.
But what happens when it gets too cold, Jamie?
There was shrinkage.
Yeah,
Because
see,
they're supposed to
Yeah.
stay warm.
I was swimming. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in the ocean.
my thought has always been that like God, gave the angels the assignment of making man. And he's like, just whatever you do, use all the clay. Right. And they got done and they're like, all right, we're done. And they're like, oh, shoot. Well, just put it under here.
Yeah.
You guys rolled it like this and just
Maybe
slapped
one of
it
these.
on.
How's that? What's that do? That's the I don't know yet. We'll figure it out.
I got two more guests, John and Freddie. I'm going to let you guys out.
Okay. See you guys.
Taylor.
Bye, Freddie. Bye,
We're
John.
going to bring back Sean Can Hang, and we're going to bring in, for the first time ever, one of the funniest dudes who's been commenting, Jobo, ladies and gentlemen.
How's it going?
The puppy, the puppy, the puppy.
Is Jobo the dog's name or the guy's name?
This is Joseph Boros.
Is there a Kegel exercise for the balls to tone them up so they don't have to hang so long?
That's an interesting question.
That's a great question. Why can't we do Kegels?
Yeah, Kegels,
See,
whatever.
But yeah, apparently that's why they say not to wear whitey tighties if you're trying to have a baby because it lowers your sperm count.
Boom.
I've heard that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Boom.
Well, I have an ad this coming. Actually, Taylor, I don't know if I told you. I have an
This
ad.
is making me think way too hard.
They're all not here, but my underwear is so old that there's no undercarriage. It's just like a skirt. Do you have pairs like that where the bottom has just eroded away?
Yeah.
And so I made an ad for Jamie's sexy erotic lingerie for dads, and it's coming out. But yeah, and honestly, if you wanted to have kids, this would be a great pair of underwear for you because it is freewheeling, man. It's freewheeling.
Crotchless manties.
They are they're groinless panties, but yes, it's exactly, and that's okay.
Manties.
They're groinless boxers, not to be confused with crotchless panties. But hey, why do girls get all the fun? Why don't the boys get to be sexy?
That's the thing. What we have, there's no good like lingerie for men.
Yeah, I would like to say
There's coming Thursday. It's called a negligee. It's a man negligee I've invented, and trust me, you're going to want to buy one. They're really.
Also, you are all so tone deaf if you think that crotchless panties are fun for us. They're fun for you. They're fun for you.
Well, that's what there's nothing fun for you.
Yeah, it would be a straight jacket. And I'd be like, sorry, I can't do anything with me. I can't do it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, like, are you using them, for everyday use, or are you supposed to be using them you're like wearing them to the supermarket or to mow the lawn?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I only wear, that's silly. I only wear them when I have my period.
Honestly, I got it. She can't be.
Okay. Yeah.
She's too much sometimes.
Nope.
Again, I can't.
It makes sense.
A little too far.
Too far.
You got to keep the breeze going, you know?
Yeah, you got to breathe it up. Joe, it's funny to finally meet you because you're literally one of the funniest cats who comment
Oh,
on the
my
show
thank you.
every week. It's pretty funny, dude.
I forget the puppy's name.
Jack.
Jack Skellington.
Hello,
That's right.
Jack.
Yeah.
Jack Skellington. Jobo,
Unless I'm mistaken, you're seriously high right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm just checking it. I felt it. It's not like we all knew it. It was the elephant in the room.
Dude,
Where are you from, Jobo?
Originally from New York, but I'm living in Virginia now.
Virginia.
the last time I saw him, it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. We were at Barney's Beanery out here, and he was like, I got 1 hour of sleep. This is my 5th beer. I was like, I love this guy. And we took a picture together to show Jamie and Jason that, yep, yes, indeed, Jobo was real.
Yeah, because for a long time, I thought it was just another personality Kate was doing on Twitter.
I'm not that funny. That's the problem. I'm nowhere near as funny as Jobo.
That's so funny.
I gotta get to bed. I got work tomorrow. I just want to pop in and say hi.
We're gonna let Jobo go. Jobo, honestly, it was a pleasure to meet you. I love
absolutely.
You. You're like Hemingway on the so just comments coming. We love it, and we'll keep checking with you, brother. Thanks.
Goodbye, Jack.
I got a new game. Let's play. Let's vote. Whose background is the messiest, mine or Kate's?
No, not even a question. This is all laundry that needs to be folded.
Mine.
Wait, you've got a nutcracker out. Yeah, wait a minute.
Well,
is it the lone holdout, Taylor, or the?
It doesn't have to be. It's a nutcracker. You can use a nutcracker all year long.
Well, that's like one of those. It's like how my daughter's dance studio makes its money every year. Is at the Nutcracker. They sell nutcrackers.
Oh,
and then everyone has to buy one, and then it just sits in your office for 6 months.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the fact that you have an office to yourself, like really, I got to tell you, you're just worlds ahead of me. I'm relegated to a corner of my bedroom where I'm folding laundry.
Listen, you live in Los Angeles, though?
Yeah.
Different story.
Yeah. Where are you?
I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Oh, right, because you said Northern Colorado. Okay. Gotcha.
He was smart.
That's nice.
He took the cost of a house here and bought four times the size of the house in Colorado.
It's only a 5-bedroom. but to be fair, it's a 5-bedroom, but it's 2,300 square foot.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
it's actually
small bedrooms.
It's
all
all
1970s bedrooms.
It's like the Japanese style of bedroom, where it's just a drawer that comes out of a wall.
Yeah. This is one of the bedrooms. This office is one of the bedrooms because there's a closet.
Oh,
you guys. So I grew up in a house. I thought it was a huge house. My house as a child. I had my own bedroom and stuff, and then I went back as an adult, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I lived in a closet. Like it was a legit bedroom. You would walk up the top of the stairs, and there were 4 bedrooms, but they were like phone booths around the room. But as a little kid, you don't think that.
You're like, Mom, why do I got to go through Josh's room to get to my bedroom?
Yes.
That's right. That's super funny. Well, that's the old shotgun, right? The shotgun shack is that you would walk in and all the rooms just went off the side and they were all kind of interconnected. Yeah.
Mm.
You had 6 kids in your family too, Jamie. You all had your own bedrooms?
No, they were all this
out already.
Yeah. I'm the youngest of 6, but I grew up kind of alone. Really, they were already out of the house.
Yeah, didn't your dad have you like way late? Like,
yeah,
you were.
That's probably what's wrong with me. He was like, back in those days, he was 43 back then, which and then life expectancy was 32. It was like caveman era back then.
Yeah.
By the way, you beat him, man. You had your first at 50. Take that, Dad. I think you were old.
I love that Taylor has a 9-month-old. He has a 3rd child. And he's still like, he does so many different things. And I was like, dude, where do you find the time to do any of that stuff? It's crazy.
I don't know.
You live in a decommissioned train car? He's talking to Taylor. Is that Taylor's place?
I don't know what he means.
I think he said you lived. I think he's talking about you. That it was like.
Yeah, I think he was talking to Jamie.
Yeah.
Decommissioned train car?
Yeah. Is that like the.
That like you walked, that you said it was just like a phone booth, like that, like all of the compartments.
Oh yeah. Whereas honestly, it would be great. Wouldn't it? I had bunk beds as a kid. It's so funny because
wait, didn't you live a lot? You were the only kid home.
I did, but there were 2 bunk beds in the house. And so sometimes I slept on the top, and sometimes I slept on the bottom. I just kept moving around the room. That's true. That's absolutely true.
Gave him so much more room to do activities.
And then my brother had a water bed, like a king size water bed in the basement. And I I ended up taking it. So my senior year of high school, I slept in the basement on a king-size waterbed. And when I went to college at BU, I took my waterbed with me. We had
college.
How does
I didn't have it. I didn't have it the first couple years. When we find like third year, you could get an apartment and leave on-campus housing, and we had an apartment on Com Ave, right above White Mountain Creamery, which was this ice cream, one of the first ice cream places that started doing the mix-ins, and it smelled like melted chocolate. So our apartment smelled like melted chocolate, and I had a king-size waterbed in my college.
How does one move the water? You actually
You
de-water
drain
it?
the water, take the wood apart, put the whole thing back together again, and then put the mattress in and fill it with water and out of the hose. And then there was a heating pad that was underneath. They were so big back then.
They really were. What happened?
And you could get ones with baffles, without baffles. Like, it was a big deal. And now, does anyone have a waterbed anymore?
No, they didn't do wonders for posture. I'll tell you that.
Is that true?
Yeah, that was one of the reasons I know.
It was really great.
It's like a fun idea until you lay on it. Then you're just like, if you get like a slight itch, then you're.
You can also like catapult someone else off the bed. I remember doing that like as a kid, like playing on my friend's parents' waterbed, and like one of us would sit on the edge, the other one would like jump on the other side, and we'd go like flying off.
Isn't it funny? You would go see like your friends' parents in their rooms, and you never all the little things that were around there you didn't think of, and then now you look back and you go, "It was kind of creepy." There was some creepy stuff going on in my friends' parents' homes. I always felt like.
Meanwhile, I mean, or most of all, like that, I was in their bedroom. I was in my friend's parents' bedroom. That's a weird thing.
Yeah,
like, that's the creepiest part.
You start just like telling stories as an adult, and you realize, like, wait, that's not right. Yeah, I remember Josh's parents had that waterbed, and we'd go and jump on it. And we'd look at ourselves in the mirror in the ceiling, and we're jumping up and down.
And then he would whip me. And
why
then
is that? Yeah. Oh,
one of my friend's dads had a den, and there was a padlock on it. Okay, so you would go in, and there were the Playboy centerfolds were on the wall.
Okay,
like it was a bar,
like water, like water. What am I trying to say? Wallpapered on.
Yes, yeah. It was like they
pasted them on. Yeah.
Now, if you saw it now, you'd be like, "Oh, this is the opening scene of a serial killer movie." But then you were like, "Hey!" And then you can't go in that room. And like, now that I'm married, I'm like, "Would your wife ever go? Yeah, hey, I'm gonna put some Playboy Playmates up in the like." But that was a thing back then. Like,
I don't know. I think I might disagree. I don't think it's that creepy then or now. I think it would be crazy if it was Polaroids of children in that room. You know what I mean?
We got to pull Mulligan
out. I'm just going to run the banner real quick.
Come on!
Comments of Kate Mulligan do not reflect.
Liking an adult woman's body is not creepy.
But it's not liking it. It's the pasting it all over your wall.
Yeah,
so people come in and you go, yeah. You see what happened too?
People don't go in because it was padlocked.
Like, he chose those ones very specifically to show his own personality of like, I didn't, March isn't up there. Didn't bond with her.
This one goes by the door.
Like, there were nude photos on the wall in his den. I have the one with baffles. The tech has changed. Does he really? Do you have a? I actually love the waterbed. I had it all the way through like my junior and senior year in college. I had a water.
By the way, Joe
I had a leopard skin comforter.
I want to know you in college.
Me too. Yeah.
Right.
I got to tell you, I did know this guy in college.
I think everybody knew me in college.
His name wasn't Jamie Kaler. His name was Ryan Harrison. But believe me,
wow, he graduated. He's alive. That guy's alive.
Yeah.
Back in then, it was so funny because you weren't worried about like somebody filming you. Like there was a bar called Crossroads down the street, and that was our hang, and we went we were drunk. I mean, everything we did, we drank in college.
But the waterbed was a lot of fun coming home super wasted.
Yeah.
You're like, I feel seasick.
Well,
I was going to the Navy. It was preparation.
In the Navy, yeah. So that's how it all fits in. That's how you feel at home. You're like, yeah, I missed the boat. And you get on the water.
Do you guys, I do the rain thing where I play ocean waves crashing.
I do as well, yes.
For the white noise. Okay, what's the thing with the white noise machine? Like, I've realized, like, my wife has 4 of them around the house, and I'm like, isn't that just a radio station that's between stations? Can't we just turn on a radio part way?
You're right. You're right.
Like,
I think the only caveat is probably when she's playing white noise versus a radio is you're not going to hear somebody every once in a while be like, like every once in a while it does come in on a radio. You hear like some trucker who's like, no, there's another body I dropped. Like, whatever it is. Like,
does she have like or does she have like, I love like the rain? I just remember in New Hampshire,
ours has
the porch and having the rain on the porch hitting, and it brings me back to my childhood. So I love that kind of stuff.
Ours, you all have a dial, so you can switch from rainforest to just plain white noise to waves or whatever. But it's all coming out of like the cheapest. It's like the same speaker that they use in greeting cards,
right?
So like you just barely hear what it's doing, but like it works for the white noise, but you try to do anything beyond and it's just a garbled mess. Honestly, probably
the card you open, it goes, it's your birthday!
It's probably this Mozart played through that speaker makes
super funny. My phone, it's pretty great. I love mine. I use it all the time. And my kids sometimes, if they can't sleep, they'll come up and they'll go, Daddy, can I use your phone? And of course, then she goes on and starts finding slime poop unicorn videos on YouTube.
It's definitely one of those things that like our kids sleep great because of the white noise. We actually have ones that we can blast, but I'm like very like there's going to be a day of reckoning for us where we realize like it's not good for their little brains to not be able to hear anything when they sleep, and then I'm gonna have to. Then they won't sleep well anymore. So
you know what? I love people say that. I'm the opposite. I'm like I actually wrote this big thing about trying to teach people how to sleep. I'm a really good sleeper. Yeah, and I can before the pandemic, it was super great. Now I have trouble focusing as much, but I can kind of go on a walkabout through my life and knock myself out wherever I am. And I don't care what your mechanism is. If you need the rain machine, whatever you need to do to get that sleep, I think is the most important part of it all.
You kind of sleep coached me when I was getting super sick, and you're like, no, this is what you need to do. And
I'm going to post the article. I wrote this crazy thing. I don't think I ever posted it, but it's part of a book. I wrote a book. Did I tell you guys I wrote a book?
You've written 2 books, right? Didn't you?
I wrote one, and it's never. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" I wrote this big thing about because my wife can't sleep. She comes home, she's like, "I'm so tired," and then at 9:30, she's wide awake and like scrolling her phone. I go, "That's
not healthy."
That's good.
Whatever it is, whether it's tea or however you do it, you need to find your place to go.
Do you guys use melatonin?
I have. When I've been on the road, I've used it.
For your children?
I have. Not, but I don't use it on a regular basis. But were you the one telling me that you use it somebody I know uses it every night? They just
every night. We use it every night. Yeah, but we've dialed it back. They started with a full gummy, and now
that's interesting.
We're cutting it into fourths, so they're getting a fourth of a gummy, and that's enough to just kind of like get them to drop into
I don't use
pretty good sleepers actually.
Yeah, I don't use melatonin for myself, but I do use THC. You heard of THC? You know THC?
I do. You know who doesn't know anything about that? Maureen from Utah. She doesn't know anything about that.
Her husband has to go to Colorado.
This has honestly been my favorite show we've done in a long time. You know what, Taylor? I don't know if you'd heard the whole thing. We had a guest. She couldn't do it. And so we were just going to pre-record and put it up. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just go to the old school. And it was super fun. I'm so happy that you came in to tell some crazy stories. It's super fun. It kind of reminds me of the old during the pandemic when everybody jumped in on Thursday and kind of made everybody feel better. Super fun. I'm going to bring everybody in, and I think we're going to say goodbye unless somebody has. Taylor, I think you don't have another story. Do you have any?
I've got all kinds of stories. It's kind of depends on what you want to hear about.
Let's bring everybody in, and then you can take us out on a story.
Okay.
If you would. We'll bring Maureen in. Is everybody in? Everybody's in.
That's everybody, yeah, because Sean left.
Mando, if you will.
Let me tell you about something I've been dealing with lately and see if you guys relate, if you guys deal with this, okay? Mm-hmm. My wife and I have been married 10 years now. We got extremely good communication. Almost any issue we have, we can talk through. We do have one problem with our communication, though, and that is when she communicates, I'm usually not in the room. Right? Like, I'll just be somewhere in the house, minding my own business, being a good husband, and I'll hear, what? Like, is that for me? And this will go on for a while before I finally just say what any good husband would say. Sure. Sounds good. And then a couple days later, we'll get in a fight about it because I won't remember the conversation. And she'll be like, babe, we talked about this. Remember? You were out in the driveway using the snowblower and I was up in the master bathroom taking a shower. We talked about this. Remember? You're supposed to take the cat to the chiropractor on Tuesday. How do you not remember?
Oh, wives are the worst. Am I right?
They're the worst. But I figured you out, Kate. I figured it out. She does this just to get me to say yes to things, to agree to things, right?
Yeah.
You know what the close quarter strategy is too? Is they talk to you like, hey, listen, on Tuesday I need you to, and then they turn their head so they're talking to the wall over here, the way that their voice magically carries around the hall here to Miles' room to tell them, stop hitting your brother, but can't go the 3 feet that I am behind her, being partially deaf. No, that's
we need to flip the script, Taylor. I feel like we as guys need to flip the script on the women.
I tried it.
No, there are no. Look,
can
guys,
I put this out there?
What do you got, Maureen?
So my mother-in-law told me that she used to make a honey-do list for my late father-in-law for when she needed him to do stuff, and that's what she would do. And I've heard that is. I've tried that. It doesn't always work, but that's what.
You have to put dumb things that he would want to do. Like, it can't just be like, you have to go walk out and pick up all the dog shit in the front yard, in the backyard, and all over the place. And then after you do that, you have to like put it in the composter with everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be like, you have to go to Home Depot and like build something with 9 rakes or whatever. Like, give him a bum chore where it's just like, mix it up. I'll do this. Like a dumb chore sandwich.
Carl Nelson, you were talking to the dog.
What?
What? That's what husbands always say. I thought you were talking to the dog.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's good too.
Wait, everybody, hold on, because Taylor, I always go, we need to flip the script, because my wife does the exact same thing. How did you flip it?
I've tried that. So I waited. I planned it out. I was like, I'm on to you. You're just trying to get me to agree to things. So I'm going to flip the script. I waited until the next time she was making smoothies, right? So she's up in the kitchen using the blender, and I went down into the garage and I turned the air compressor on and I climbed into the deep freeze and I put a sleeping bag over my head and I was like, hey, Dad, is it okay if I go snowboarding with the guys this weekend? And she was like, you can't go snowboarding with the guys. My mother's coming to town.
We have supersonic hearing.
Yeah.
You can't beat them.
You cannot. No.
Nope.
Listen, if you cared about what I had to say, you would go where my voice is, okay? That's the bottom line. Just go to my voice.
But you're the one that wants to have the conversation. It's like the other thing is like when you just they just start the conversation and then they get to the important part when they're just like, hey, so I was thinking that maybe we could.
Yeah.
What do you think? Would that work for you? Is that good?
But you have to set up the top of it where it's like, so anyway, the doctor was telling me it's very important that we do the he said if we didn't do this, that we could lose the house. But first of all, he said the most important, and then it's super important, and then that's super.
Oh, I got one. I got one.
Stage too, because you could just leave the mic in the stand and just walk
Yes.
from it.
Yeah, I got one. I'll do one, guys.
The kids wouldn't survive. They said the kids would not survive if we didn't.
No, I got it, guys. I got one. Okay, I got one. Here we go. Okay. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about that, the doctor's appointment. Oh, don't worry. I'll just close all the cabinets you left open and pick up your sweater off the floor. I'll go do that while we're talking. I'll go do that. That's fine.
My wife actually, she waits until she walks around the house, and then there's no words are said, and then finally I go to sleep. The lights are all off, and in the pitch black, 30 seconds into the dark, she goes, "I'm worried about Claire."
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yes. Yep. What happened last night?
Claire, I don't know. She's just not growing enough. I worry about her, and I'm like, Kate, nothing can be done. I'm going to. Let's just get some sleep. Let's get through tonight, and then let's see what happens in the morning. I know, but I'm really worried about it. You weren't worried about it 40 minutes ago. What happened? What just happened?
Then it goes into okay, let's just go to sleep.
That's it right there. That's it. It's
like you and my husband get along so well.
That's how I know I'm such a good sleeper, because even after that sigh, I start to drift off to San Diego, 1988, and that's it. And I'm gone. I'm walking along the beach. I'm on my beach cruiser playing volleyball. I'm gone.
You're just here again.
That's it.
And my wife even one step further. If I Jamie, I get to that point and I'll ignore, but she'll roll over with her phone and lay so close so that the light is directly right in my face, and I'm like, okay, apparently this is not going away. So.
Your wife has the trump because she could just go at any point. Remember when I had that stroke? And you're like, all right, we can talk now. Okay, okay.
Sometimes I think that she'll go, and she'll just be touching where the pacemaker is, and then she doesn't even have to say anything because I'm like, is everything okay?
That's super funny. That's super
pacemaker is.
All right, listen, I have got to put some kids to bed. I think, do you have another story? Taylor, do you have another story you wanted to share with us?
No, how are your kids not in bed already?
Because here's what happens, and this is an ongoing tale. I put them, when I'm not on a show, they go to bed at 7 p.m. I think they did. I bathed them and had them in their jammies. But a lot of times, if I go to stand up, I come home at night and my wife's in bed with them scrolling through old photos. Look at what she looked like when she was 1. She's the cutest baby ever. Why wasn't she a Gerber baby? It's crazy.
We're having popcorn movie night.
That's what happens.
Movie now.
It's Tuesday. They have school in the morning. What are you doing? I don't know.
Yes, they wanted to do it. They asked nice. They did all their macaroni.
Toasted
popcorn movie night.
Another story to tell. Is there
what else did I have?
I kind of have a story if you guys want one.
All right, Maureen, hit it.
So this happened when my daughter was, I want to say 9 or 10 months. This is when she was crawling. And my husband's a professor of music, and he had to go teach his class up in Weber at Weber State, which is about 45 minutes away. And I was home with the child. This is in the middle of the pandemic. Our daughter is a pandemic baby. And I'm changing her diaper, and it's a poopy diaper. And I noticed something is kind of shiny in the diaper. She had eaten a penny in her, and thankfully, she's fine. Nothing.
Pennies are fine, right? That's what.
Nickels are the problem.
It's razor blades and the Halloween candy. That's the real problem.
Well, what had happened is we have a 2-story house, and there was pennies on the landing, and our cat had knocked off some pennies from the top, and and the pennies somehow got behind the couch, and she was crawling, and she put it in her mouth. Anyways, so she's fine. Nothing happened. And
thank goodness.
And I had to text my husband, who's in the middle of teaching. This is like his beginning of he's starting to teach his class. And I said,
hold on.
Okay, Joseph.
Okay, that's why Jobo. They said her diet needed a change. That's that's such a good punchline.
I knew there's some joke about making change that he got it right there. Also, Jobo, you need to go to bed, man. You got work tomorrow.
Yeah, you got work tomorrow.
You got work tomorrow.
I mean, people said she had no sense, but she in fact had 1 cent. So I don't.
No, here's the better part: was I had to text my husband, who was starting to teach his class, with nothing. She's fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
but she's
fine.
She's fine, but I found this in the dirty diaper, and of course it shows up on his screen where he's teaching his students, and he has to call me to be like, "What happened?"
It happens. It happens.
I mean, I think every good parent has called poison control at least once, right? Yes. Where you call and you go, "Hey, I don't know if this is a problem or not.
Yeah.
I found a corroded battery by my desk, and my toddler was my baby was near it. I don't know if he licked it or not, but if he did and he's in danger, I want to know."
We had to call him because we found it's another poop store. We found Lego Man hair in one of the twins' poop.
Yeah.
Did they digest the rest of the man? Was it just the hair?
The hair?
They worry. Yeah,
he just eats the hair.
My daughter came to us one day and said, "I need to tell you something." This was Claire. She was 5, and she was like, "I need to tell you something." And my wife was like, "What?" She's like, "I ate a penny." And my wife was like, "Oh my God, what?" And she's like, "When did you?" She goes, "Well, it was a while ago." And she goes, I was like, "When was it?" She said, "Well, I was in the other room. We had moved. We had done an addition to the house, so we moved rooms. It had been a year earlier she had been in that room. So she had done it a year earlier." And of course, she told my wife at just before bed at 8:00 at night. So the whole night, my wife was like, "You need to call the doctor." I go, "Well, she survived this long. It's obviously gone through her. It's not a big deal," or something. And I don't think my wife slept one wink. I called my wife, had me call at 9:01 when the doctor's office opened, and I knew the answer. I go, "Dude, she told us she ate a penny a year ago." He's like, "Yeah, she's fine." Click, hung up on me.
Yeah.
I was like, I called my wife. I go, he said she's fine. She's like, "I hope so. I hope."
Honestly, when you wait that long, what's the inflation rate on that penny? She ate a penny, but she came out with 5 cents.
9:00.
Yeah, we gotta go.
I guess I could leave and just let you guys continue on for the rest. It's like a Truman Show where it's the parents are on just 24/7. Did you not know that?
Yeah,
I gotta go too.
We all have to stay here until you leave because we were hired to entertain you.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's so funny. Right?
Should I take? You want me to take us out, or you want to take us out, Kaler?
Mulligan, you take us out, will you? Actually, Taylor, will you take us out? You know how to do
that. Take us out, man.
How do I do that?
Bring us out.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out in the Parents Lounge tonight with all of us here. This has been such a good time, and I don't know who I'm doing an impression of, but Jimmy Fallon. I think I'm doing Jimmy.
Honestly, I thought it was that's very Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. Tune in next week. We're here every Tuesday night. It's going to be it's awesome, guys. Oh, yeah.
Pretty good. Actually, I think this was always the original premise of the show. And all of a sudden we get caught up because you know how it is, Taylor. It's if you don't have like names and stuff, so I reached out to friends to come in, but I like talking. This made me laugh so hard tonight. So thank you guys for coming in. And thanks to everybody, Sean who popped in, Freddie popped in. I guess we're gonna have our recurring regulars and stuff. So super fun. Taylor is doing stand up in Northern Colorado this weekend.
Oh yeah, I could plug it, but I think they're all sold out.
I think it's sold out anyway.
Yeah.
Taylor, if you're in Utah, let me know.
I'll tell you
Charlie
how
Barron, right?
Yeah, Utah. Well,
yeah, he actually 2023. The kid's going to be, my guess is touring the country. So hopefully, super fun, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, please follow. I guess is that what we're supposed to say, Taylor? You're the pro at that stuff.
Like, subscribe, and make sure you leave a comment for us, guys. Let us know what you liked in this show, who you want to see more of. Really appreciate it. You know, every single one of those dings just means so much to us, guys. Really appreciate it.
He's right. And honestly, that's all I got. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week here in the Parents Lounge.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.